Okay. Hi. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All righty. Great. Okay, we can get started.
Perfect. Let me just find share my screen again.
Okay.
Webcam audio. I don't see the option for me to share my screen like I did last time.
Okay. I can make you a presenter.
Oh,
and I
perfect.
can have the functionality again.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem.
There we go. Okay, I was like, I know it was here before. And then,
Okay.
and you guys can see my presentation there, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right. Then I am ready to go.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining today's stemCONNECT for our virtual college tour, highlighting community, state, and technical colleges. Today we'll be visiting the State College of Florida with Liz. Please feel free to submit questions or comments through the question box. If you're on a computer, it will be on the side of your screen. If you're on a tablet, please click the circle with the question at the top of the screen to click the answer box that will appear. If you're on a cell phone, you can click the question mark at the bottom of your screen and then a box should appear. I will try to get all of your questions answered throughout the presentation. If you have any issues with audio or video, please let me know in the question box and I'll help you get reconnected. All right, now I'm excited to turn things over to Liz Lux for their presentation on the State College of Florida.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. It is a dreary, rainy, cold day here in Manatee County here in Bradenton, where I am at the State College of Florida. So hopefully you might have some better weather where you are today if you're in a different area of Florida. But my name is Liz Lux. I work here at SCF in the admissions department as a new student specialist. So I help students from the time they're thinking of SCF as a possible option for college all the way to their first day here as a freshman. So I help with any kind of questions you may have, whether it's just general information about SCF, getting through your application process and your admissions process. I run the new student orientations here on our Bradenton campus, and then I just help the students get started so they have everything squared away and ready to go for their first day here as a freshman. So today I'm just going to share a little bit about the State College of Florida and who we are and what we have to offer you. And then at the end, I will have time for any questions if anyone has any. But we'll go ahead and get started with a short video about SCF.
Stuff you should know about State College of Florida. SCF is the area's first and largest public college. 50,000 students have graduated since 1960. You can't beat SCF's tuition and fees, which are about 50% cheaper than Florida state universities, not including the added costs of dorms and meal plans. In addition to the Associate in Arts degree that prepares students for university transfer, SCF has more than 20 Associate in Science degrees and 5 bachelor degrees. SCF has campuses in Bradenton, Venice, Lakewood Ranch, as well as online classes. A complete AA degree and all bachelor degrees are available online. SCF provides a full array of college experiences, including art exhibits, music, and theater production. SCF also has 6 intercollegiate sports teams and many club-sponsored events. Pass rates on certification exams for our health profession graduates exceed national and state averages. The pass rate for dental hygiene, for example, has been 100% for the history of the program. 82% of AA graduates go on to a bachelor's degree. SCF transfer students maintain high grade point averages at state universities in Florida and beyond. Find out more about the State College of Florida at scf.edu.
So just some background information about SCF. One thing I always like people to be aware of are our multiple locations. So we are located in Manatee and Sarasota counties here in Florida. And then within those counties, we do have a couple different locations. So our Bradenton campus is our main campus. So I always tell students, this is going to have your most traditional college type feel. So it's our busiest campus, lots of students on campus taking classes, lots of events going on, ways to get involved. So if you're looking for that more traditional college feel, the Bradenton campus is probably the best for you. We do have a campus in Venice. It is closer to the Northport area, so it's an hour south of our Bradenton location. This is our medium-sized campus. So there are still students on campus taking classes, still ways to get involved. It's just a little quieter than the Bradenton campus. It is a gorgeous campus as well. You can kind of see it here in the picture. There's a huge lake. I always tell students there's lots of wildlife on the Venice campus. I've seen many alligators in that giant lake there. And they do a lot of cool things. They have a place with hammocks set up where the students go and just hang out in between classes, maybe take a nap, read, study. And then they also grow their own food on the Venice campus. So they do have a club called the Food Forest Club, and the students actually grow food there. So it's like our Bradenton campus, just a little quieter if you're looking for something a little on the quieter side for a college campus. Then we have a campus out in Lakewood Ranch. It is our smallest location. It is just 2 buildings. But one of those buildings is set up like a hospital. So one of the buildings, the second floor, they have a hospital-sized elevator. When you take it up to that second floor, there is a nurse's station in the middle, and then all hospital rooms around it. And that is where our nursing students go and work on simulators before they work on real-life patients. So if someone is interested in our nursing department or our nursing program, that is, they will, go ahead and rotate through that simulation center, which is pretty cool. But it's also a campus where you can take general classes too, like your English is and your math, your science classes. So it just depends on which campus location it fits you best or which one you are closest to. Then we have online classes. I know most students these days have taken an online class in the last few years, whether they wanted to or not, but you do have the choice when you're coming to college. So we have a couple different online options. We have what I like to call the traditional college online class, which doesn't have set days or times to be logged in. There's things due every week, so you got to make sure you're getting those assignments in, those discussion posts and things. But you could be working on them at 2 o'clock in the morning if you wanted to. And then we have, SCF live classes. They're a virtual class option. So those classes, you have set days and times every week that you're logged in through Microsoft Teams and you're watching your professor teach virtually. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds for that one, where you don't have to be on campus, but you do have a set day and time that you're actually in class. It's just virtually. And the nice thing about the State College of Florida is that we are one college with multiple locations. So when students are coming to us, they can take classes on whatever campus they want. So their first semester, if a student wanted to try a class on our Bradenton campus and take a second class on our Lakewood Ranch campus and then try a third class online, they can do so all in the same semester. So they're not limited to a certain campus. They're able to kind of mix and match and make it work the best for them. So the next thing I'll talk about are academics, and this is where a lot of students will sometimes get confused about what SCF has to offer. So with academics, one of the degrees that we offer here is the Associate in Arts degree, or the AA degree. This we refer to as our transfer track, meaning students are coming to SCF for their first 2 years of college. They're going to take all those general requirements, like you have to take English again and math and natural science, electives. So you can come to SCF. You pay half the cost of a university, so you do get to save some money. You do have generally a smaller class size that usually averages around 30 students per professor, so you're not going to be in a lecture hall of 200, 300, 400 students. You get to know your classmates, get to know your professors. And then your credits will transfer on seamlessly to any Florida public college or public university. So a lot of students will get started here because the first 2 years of any bachelor's degree are the same. Whether you're going to major in engineering, you're going to major in business, you have to take those general education courses. It's also called the 2+2 route here in Florida, if you've ever heard someone call it that. So you'd start the first 2 years with us, then transfer on to that university to finish up the last 2 years and earn your bachelor's degree. This is kind of anything you're thinking of majoring in, you can get started with us here at SCF. A lot of students, we do have certain programs, things like Fuse with USF, we have Ignite. So there's lots of programs if you're thinking of, I'm not quite sure I'm ready to go off to university yet, so you could start with us and then transfer to any university in the Florida university system. Will help you figure out what classes you need, especially sometimes if you're not quite sure what you want to major in, or those of you who are going into a very science or math heavy major. You got a lot of science and math classes to take. If you're going the STEM pathway, so sometimes it's nice to get started at a smaller school like STF, kind of get those prereqs done and then transfer on to those universities for those last 2 years and finish up. And some of you will go on from there as well to even higher degrees. So that AA degree will definitely help you here at SCF with getting that started. But we also offer the Associate in Science degree or the AS degree. This we refer to as a career track degree. So it's more of a workforce degree. Students who earn an Associate in Science degree with us come earn that degree and then they go right onto the workforce. And we have these in a lot of different areas too, like accounting, business, computer science, biotechnology, studio art, graphic design, cinema, photography. We have them in the health sciences. So we have nursing, dental hygiene, radiography, occupational therapy assisting, and physical therapy assisting. And the list goes on and on. There's about 30 AS degrees that we offer currently at the State College of Florida. So these are for students who maybe just want to come earn a degree and go right out to the workforce. So you have both those options, whether you want to start with us and transfer, or you want to come earn a degree and go right out to work. Now we do, since we are a state college, we don't offer many bachelor's degrees. We only offer 5. Students would earn their associate's degree with us first before they can go into one of our bachelor's level programs. We do offer early childhood education. So if you're thinking of teaching preschool, we also have a bachelor's in nursing. We have one in health services administration, public safety and emergency management, and then supervision and management as well. So if you're looking for, wanting to stay local, it is cost effective. It's not even double the tuition here to earn a bachelor's degree at SCF. It's only around $30 to $40 more per course. So after you earn that associate's, if we have a bachelor's degree that interests you, you can definitely stay with us. Some things that are different, I always like students to be aware of, especially my high school students, is that we run on a semester system here at SCF. So when you're looking at our calendars and things, it's not a school year calendar. So we're broken up into the different semesters. So we have fall, spring, and summer semesters. Fall classes begin in August and they end in December. Spring classes will start in January and end of April, beginning of May. You usually get that nice, it's about a month or so long winter break in between fall and spring semesters. And then summer semester runs anywhere from May until August, just depending on which summer classes that you take. Fall and spring are what we call our traditional semesters. They are 16 weeks long. Summer is non-traditional, so it's only 12 weeks or 6 weeks, so it's a lot faster paced. I always tell high school students you don't have to take classes in the summer. Actually, a lot of college students do though, because they're trying to get their degrees done a lot faster. So it is available to you. And then we also have something cool here called flex term. So within our fall and spring semesters, we have classes that start at different times. So for example, our spring semester, the full semester started back in January, but we just had classes that started yesterday for our 12-week classes, and then we have 8-week classes that will begin in March. So this is nice for students who maybe think they missed the deadline of getting started in a semester. They're able to start, throughout this semester with those flex start terms. They are a little faster paced, the classes that you're taking, since they're only 12 weeks or 8 weeks, but it just allows students to be able to get started at any point in time. So the next video I will show you are about the different support services that we offer here at SCF. So we want students who are coming to us to be successful. So we have all of these things available to help you so that you can be successful while you're here. I always tell students they don't cost you anything additional. So they're included in your tuition and fees. So you can use them as often as you need to. But this video will just show you a little bit more about each one and what they do. So again, those are just some of the support services that we offer here to help you be successful. So like I said, I tell students to please use them. That's what they're there for. So we have the Tutoring and Academic Success Center. You can be tutored every day if you need help. They even have virtual tutoring now, so you don't have to leave your house, which is pretty cool. You can go right on their website, click a link and meet with a tutor. I'm terrible in math, so I would be meeting with a tutor every day for math help, but it is there for you. The Disability Resource Center, or the DRC, they can help you if you have an IEP or a 504 plan in high school. It does carry on over into college. A lot of students and even parents sometimes think that it stops at the high school level, but it doesn't. So they would help you with getting that process started and how you would request your accommodations from your professors here at SCF. The library is amazing. The librarians know what your professors are looking for in their papers. They'll help you find great sources, make sure you're citing things correctly. It's a nice place for students. They just go and hang out and study in between classes. They check out a lot of cool things here, like cell phone chargers, calculators for math class, umbrellas when it's raining. So today would be a great day since it's supposed to rain all day here in Bradenton today. So if the students didn't have an umbrella, they're able to check one out from the library too, which is pretty cool. But like I said, all these things are put in place because while you're here at SCF, we want you to be successful. So that's why we have these things for all of our students. But let's get on to some of the fun stuff. So a lot of students think because we are a local college that we don't have anything fun to do. Sometimes they hear students because we're a smaller local college, we're not a big university, but that is not true. So we do have student life. We have over 30 clubs and organizations that students can join. There are a lot that are based off of what you're thinking of studying or majoring in, so a little more academic based. And then there's a lot of them that are more interest based too. So things that you're just interested in that you like to do. So I also tell students we are student driven, meaning if you have an idea for a club, whether it was a club you were involved in high school, or it's an idea you've always had, as long as you have enough people interested, you can create your own club, which is pretty cool. So you can create a club, then it could still be going when you are, gone and graduated into the workforce or onto a university, which is pretty cool. So there are still ways that you can get involved. And in our fall and spring semesters, our student life office does what's called a club rush, and that is an event where all of these clubs set up tables in the courtyard areas of campus, and students can go find out what is this club about, what do I do to join. So it's just nice for students to be able to kind of see, all the different clubs and figure out what they'd like to get involved with. We also have athletics. So we have 6 sports teams. So we got baseball, men's basketball, softball, women's tennis, women's volleyball, and also women's beach volleyball. We are Division I of the state college system, not of the big university system, but of the state college system. So if students are interested in playing a sport, they do offer athletic scholarships. We have students from all over that come and play on our athletic teams, both from the state of Florida, outside of the state of Florida. Sometimes we have students outside of the country that come to play on our athletic team. So it's really cool. As an SCF student, once you have your student ID, you can come to any of the games for free, which is pretty cool. I caught a tennis match last spring semester, so about a year ago, just happened upon it here on campus, and it was so cool. They were playing numbers 1 and 2 in the nation, and it was just so cool to see. I was like, this is like you're at like a pro sporting event. So it's really cool. We've had a lot of, we've had over 1,000 student athletes go on to pro or move on to university to continue on. So it's something that's great for students, whether you want to be involved with playing a sport or if you just want to be involved in the fun of it as, a spectator. So they are available to you, which is pretty cool. We also have an amazing visual and performing arts department. So these are some things that students don't necessarily always know about the State College of Florida. So if you are interested in art at all, we have a fine art gallery on campus. We have student work all over, and we have a great art department. They'll help you with making sure that you're taking the classes you need and getting your portfolio ready so that you can transfer on to an art school like a Ringling College of Art and Design, Savannah College of Art and Design, UCF, okay? So it's really great. It's a little hidden gem that not all students know about. So if you are interested in going on to the art, studio art type pathway, it's definitely a great place to start at SCF. Same thing with music and theater. They have an amazing program as well. Every year in April, they do scholarship auditions for students coming in for the next year. If you sing, you play an instrument, you act, or you're even involved in the technical side of theater, they do this every year. They have auditions. If they have a part in any of their ensembles for you, they offer it to you, and they offer it to you a lot of times with a scholarship. And the cool thing is you don't necessarily have to be a music or theater major to be involved in the program or earn a scholarship, which is pretty cool. So if it's something that you want to continue on with in college, whether you want to study it as a major or you just want to continue it on because it's something that you enjoy, you have that opportunity here as well. So now let's talk about the cost. So I always like students to know that even though we are a public college, once you get to the college level, you do have to pay for school. So most colleges will do their tuition, as they call it, per credit hour. So SCF costs $102.48 per credit. So what does that even mean, right? So usually one course in college is an average of about 3 credits. Sometimes you'll have one that's a little more, some a little less, but the average is right around 3. So you're usually looking at about $300 per course. To be considered a full-time student, you take between 4 and 5 classes each semester. So you're looking at between $1,200 and $1,500 a semester in tuition and fees. When you do get to college, you also have to buy your own textbooks. Those are not provided to you. So that's another cost that's not included in your tuition and fees that you have to think about. One thing that you do save on, though, here at the State College of Florida is that we are what they call a commuter campus, meaning we don't have any dorms on campus, so you don't have to pay meal plans or room and board. So it's a way for students to save money. So students from our area usually will continue to live at home, so they can save that money and come to SCF. Other students I've had that, maybe move out, get a roommate, but they don't have to pay SCF any living expenses, which is nice because that helps you save some money. There's lots of ways to pay for school. So we do have payment plans available. So students are able to, once they register for classes, get set up to a payment plan if they're going to be paying out of their own pocket. So it just breaks it up into smaller monthly payments to make it a little more manageable for students to pay. We also have financial aid available. So hopefully if you're a senior, you've already completed your FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. If not, I do encourage you to do so. And also remember, you can put up to 10 schools on a FAFSA. So even if you're not quite sure where you want to go to yet, you have 10 schools you can put on there. So students, make sure that you put all the schools you're thinking of. Nothing happens with it until you're actually enrolled in classes, but then we at least have it so we can see it for you. There's also scholarships. So our SCF Foundation, every college or university is going to have their own foundation that gives out scholarship money to their students. Our SCF Foundation this past year gave out over $1.7 million to students. So there is money there. I always tell students you have to be wanting to put in the work for scholarship money. So our foundation application is open currently for next year. It closes on April 15th, and it is just scf.edu/scholarships. You do have to have applied and been accepted to SCF in order to log into the scholarship application, but it's nice. They make it one application, and there's 2 writing prompts that are about 250 words each. So you really only have to write about 500 words and answer some questions. So it's one application, and we put you in the running for any of the hundreds of scholarships that we offer that you qualify for. So trying to make it easy for you. You don't have to do hundreds of scholarship applications. It's just one, and then we'll put you in the running for anything that you qualify for. So it's always a good idea to look at any scholarship opportunities, whether it's at the schools you're looking to attend and also ones that are in your community as well. This next slide here will just show you a cost per year comparison chart, just to show you the cost of SCF versus other schools. So if you notice on the bar chart, most students, when you look at a bar chart, you want to look at the highest, right? The largest, but SCF is over here at the bottom left here. For 1 year, about 30 credits, so half of an AA degree for tuition and fees here at the State College of Florida, it is $3,074. So sounds like a lot, but when you look at other schools, it's not too much. You have the state university system in the middle. Some of those schools, they average between $6,000 and about $6,500 for tuition and fees. I do always like students to be aware that when you are looking at different universities, if you want to live on campus, that's an additional cost. So always make sure you're thinking of that when you are doing your research. When we have private schools, they're going to cost a little more because they are private. But this is why a lot of students will start at SCF and then transfer on to a university, because those first 2 years, they're taking the same classes that they would at the university, but they're paying half the cost. And then they still get that university experience because they'll start with us their first 2 years, then transfer on to the university. So they're not missing out on it. They're just saving some money those first 2 years. If you are going to receive any financial aid, so if you filled out the FAFSA and you kind of know what it is you're eligible for, the Pell Grant is one of the most known grants, and students every year, the Pell Grant I feel like goes up. This past year, I believe it was around $6,000 or so for the year. So that covers your students' entire cost of tuition at the State College of Florida. It also helps pay for their books and supplies, and then they get money refunded to them as well. So it's nice for students. Their financial aid sometimes goes a longer way here at SCF. And again, like I said, you can help save that money so that you can go off to the university and maybe it's not as expensive later on down the road. Then just to wrap up, hopefully everything I have mentioned or touched on today, hopefully, about why the State College of Florida might be a good option for you. So remember, it's affordable, about half the cost of a university. Lots of flexible options. We have those Flex Start terms. We also have all the different campus locations, including online. We have small class sizes. Again, you're not going to be your first year in a lecture hall of 300 students in your English class. It's going to be smaller, about 30 students, probably about the size as your high school classroom, which is nice. Get to know your professors, get to know your classmates. Remember all those different support services that we offer for you that you don't have to pay anything extra. I'm just there to help support you. Depending on where you're located in Florida, this SCF could be close to home. It could be a little further from home, but it's nice that it is a nice smaller community around here, so you will get to meet people. I always tell students, if you are from the area, even if you think everyone from your high school is going to come here, you're going to meet so many new people because people come from all over to come to the State College of Florida. So it is nice to have that as well. It is easy, remember, to transfer to a university. Get started at SCF with your AA degree. Then you can transfer on to any university after that to finish up your bachelor's degree. And some of you might go even further than that. So it's a good option if you're looking to get started here. And then we also have those career ready programs, those workforce degrees, the associate in science degrees. Maybe you want to come earn a degree and go right out into the workforce. So you have those available to you as well. And then one thing I didn't mention was that we are an open admissions college. So what that means is, in order to be accepted to SCF, the only thing we are looking for is that you have or you're going to earn your high school diploma or GED. We do not look at your GPA for acceptance. We do not look at test scores for acceptance. There is no admissions essay on the application. You fill out the application. It takes about 20 minutes or so to fill it out. You submit, and you usually get your acceptance within 24 to 48 business hours. So this is usually great for students who maybe didn't do so great their freshman year in high school and their GPA is not where they need it to be, or maybe they have a great GPA and they just can't get their test scores high enough for a certain university. So students can come to SCF, do that AA degree, let's say, and once they've earned that AA degree and then they're looking to transfer to a university, those universities aren't looking at what you did in high school anymore. They'll be looking at what you did at the State College of Florida. So they'll look at your SCF GPA. So it's usually sometimes a nice fresh start for students, and students who may be high school seniors who don't have as many options as far as universities as a senior may have way more opportunities if they earn their AA degree with us here at SCF and then transfer to a university. Then our admissions process, or how to apply, it's pretty simple. It's right on our website. It is a scf.edu, and there's a big green button that says apply now. Currently, right now, for the month of February, we are doing free app Feb. So the application fees are waived. If you fill out the application, at the very last screen there will be an option that says promo code, and you'll click that for your application fee to be waived. It'll put free app Feb in there. So if you are interested in applying at all to SCF, I would encourage you to do so during the month of February, so you don't have to worry about that application fee. But like I mentioned, it is an online application. It takes about 20 minutes or so. If you've lived in Florida for at least a year or longer, there's a question on there that says, are you a Florida resident for tuition purposes? So if you've lived here at least 12 months, your answer is yes. And then you would put your parent or legal guardian as what they call your residency claimant. This is just so that we can get you that nice in-state tuition and fees rate. So you do have to fill out some residency information. That's the question that most students mark incorrectly. So I always like students to be aware of that. One thing that's different from us than universities is about your high school transcripts. we don't want them until after you've graduated. So you don't have to send them to us right away. I know universities are a little different. It doesn't hold you back from anything here at SCF. You'd still be able to register for your fall classes in, say, starting in April. Without those transcripts, we just require them to be in by August 1st. So we always tell students we don't want them until after you've graduated. So don't worry about it. Just make sure that you tell your high school at the end of the year that you want those final transcripts sent to the State College of Florida. Testing, if you attended a Florida public high school, both your freshman and your senior years, then testing is not required of you. If you did not, for whatever reason, attend a public school your freshman and senior year, maybe you went to a private school, you were homeschooled, you went to school outside of the state of Florida, you would want to submit test scores. It has nothing to do with acceptance. You'll already have been accepted. We accept ACT or SAT scores within the last 2 years, or students a lot of times will take the PERT test. That is our placement test here at SCF. I heard it's easier than the ACT or SAT, so students will usually take that. Again, it's not a requirement for you, but if you wanted to, a lot of students will submit them to see if they can score into a higher level math class, especially those of you going into any of the STEM fields. You're going to have a lot of heavy math and science ahead of you. So students will usually submit those test scores so that they can maybe jump into a higher level math class. So again, not required if you went to a Florida public school, but it is encouraged as always. Then once you've done those, you come to orientation with me, or you complete our online orientation, and then we get you registered for classes. So fall registration does open in April. So I always tell students why we don't have too many strict deadlines in the admissions process. The sooner, the better it is for you, because those classes will open up in April, and the longer you wait into the summer, the less and less class options you'll have. So if you know that STF is your #1 choice, just make sure you're getting through that process, sometime finishing it up in April so that you can register for those classes right away. Like I said, with the application fee, it's a great time to apply this month for free at February. And then once you're registered, we just help you make sure you have your payment arrangements made for your tuition, and then just get prepared for your first day of classes. So that's all I have about the State College of Florida. We do have admissions social media, so if anyone is looking, we do a lot of contests on there for gift cards and things. Like I said, a lot of stuff going out right now with the free app February with that promo code so that your application fees can be waived. But feel free to follow us to ask us any questions. I don't know if there are any questions out there today.
Yes, I do have a couple of questions for you.
Perfect.
Okay. So when do students need to apply by?
So technically, because we have those flex start terms, students can continue to apply even when classes start in August. But I always encourage students to kind of get it started before April, if you can, just so that when class registration opens in April, you're going to get that wonderful pick of classes. The longer you wait, you won't have as great of a schedule as you would have liked. So
Right.
no strict deadlines, but the sooner the better.
Okay, awesome. And then where can students go to learn more information?
So they can go to our website, which is just scf.edu. So right on that website, you'll find everything. The Apply Now button is on there. You can look at all the different career degrees that we offer, the AA degree as well. You can get to scholarships. Anything you possibly think of is on the website. I always tell students I use the search bar. If I know exactly what I'm looking for, just type it in there and I'll get you to where you need to go.
Nice, okay. And then what would be the most popular club to join?
So what I have been told every year is actually what's called the Nerd Culture Club. So they love all things like Star Wars, and every time they have a club rush, I go out there and their table has the most people around it. So it's the busiest club. So they like all of those quirky things, but their club is always running, always lots of people involved in it. So that would be, I would say, our most popular club.
Awesome, okay. Great, well, thank you, Liz, for the amazing presentation. It was cool to learn more about the college and the opportunities available at the State College of Florida. Thank you to all the classes that joined the presentation and asked wonderful questions. And the recording will be available soon on our website. Thank you all and see you next time. I'm going to close the webinar for everyone. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much.